My name is Professor Arif Herekar, and I'm very fond of traveling and photographing wildlife. Now, today's video is mainly will be focusing on my passion and interest for birding. While the wildlife populations are declining worldwide, resulting in heightened extinction risks, which also includes the flamingo population, today we'll be talking about the various types of flamingo that I have been exposed to from Africa to my city of Karachi. Now, coming to the conservation of the populations, the remaining population, this is very important. It is a priority, and the ex situ management of population extremely important. We are running out of birds like animals, and there is definitely a decline in the population of wildlife. Now, ex situ conservation literally means off-site conservation. It is the process of protecting an endangered species, whether we're talking of animals or we're talking of birds, or even when we're talking of plants. So it is something that is grown outside its natural habitat. For example, removing part of the population from a threatened habitat and placing it in a new location. An artificial environment which is similar to the natural habitat of the respective animal and with care of the humans. Now, coming to the ex situ population, zoological parks and wildlife sanctuaries are very important. Collectively, the global zoo and aquarium community manages 50% of all threatened terrestrial vertebrates in institutions which are part of the internationally recognized ones. Here we're talking of flamingos that are also may not be going into extinction, but there is a decline. However, the sustainability of all these ex situ population is hindered by small population sizes, low genetic diversity, limited reproductive success, and limited species holding capacity. Now, as a result of the majority of this cooperatively managed ex situ population are now meeting sustainability criteria and will not persist in the long term unless changes are made for collection, planning, and population management. Flamingos have been kept in captivity since the Roman period and are one of the most commonly representative avian taxa in zoological collections. Although, like I've said, ex situ populations exist. 6 extant flamingo species, the greater flamingo, Chilean flamingo, American flamingos are the most widely represented ones, 93%, followed by the lesser flamingo. The Andean flamingo, Puna flamingo have negligible ex situ populations, and the IUCN Red List status ranging from least concerned to near threatened and vulnerable. Let me tell you, this is a documentary and it's going to be a little long. You'll have to hang around till the end so that you get a catch of everything that I'm saying. This is all about flamingos. So now where do they survive? The soda lakes of East Africa, like I've just demonstrated in the Arusha National Park, as you can see, host a permanent population of at least 1.5 to 2.5 million lesser flamingos. You can see for yourself, with the majority of these located in the northern Tanzania. In Pakistan, now coming to Pakistan, flamingos are mostly found along the coastal belt of Sindh and Balochistan. I was lucky. You can see these. I've had some extensive photos and videos on flamingos, the greater flamingos in the coastal areas of Karachi, and I was lucky they were there. And after that, of course, they all flew away because the weather was not very good. But these sometimes rest in sweetwater lakes as well as during long haul migration. The migratory bird flies. Now these fly from Siberia to Afghanistan, Karakoram range, across river Indus in Pakistan, and finally towards India. During their journey, the birds, of course, they make stopovers at lakes and water basins. They have to take a break. Tanda Dam in Kohat, Swat, Chitral, Punjab, and Haliji, Kinjar Lake, Longsi lakes in Sindh. Now, despite the popularity of flamingo exhibits and their prevalence, zoos are unable to maintain self-sustaining ex situ populations for any flamingo species in all regions. Now, this is because historically rely on the importation of wild-caught individuals. This has been primarily due to poor reproductive success and egg loss. Although some institutional flamingo flocks breed well, often in very large flocks, an overall deficit in the number of captive flamingos still exists. Now, poor reproductive success combined with increasing difficulties in sourcing wild-caught individuals means that sustainability of ex-situ flamingo population has become a concern. There are a lot of factors, there are multiple factors which are important in determining the reproductive success in captive flamingos. I saw them in the zoos and in sanctuaries, as you can see, and they range from flock composition and management to enclosure design, diet, and of course the environmental sustainability. A clear positive relationship exists between flock size and reproductive success. So you have to have a largest flock size to have reproduction. So the larger flocks reproduce more frequently and also near a greater number of chicks compared to smaller non-reproductive flocks. Although flamingos can produce in very small flocks, but given suitable condition and environment, consistent reproduction only appears over 20 to 40 birds. Of course, they need sufficient rainfall, play an important role in determining rainfall is very important, especially in the reproduction of captive flamingos. But of course, if you have excessive rainfall, everything can be hindered. Now, both high temperatures and prolonged photoperiod appear to stimulate reproduction in captive flamingos, even in flocks which are housed indoors. So you have to have these two elements. Even in small numbers, they can still, of course, produce. Now, prolonged periods of rainfall, as I've told you above, and cold and cloud cover can inhibit reproductive activity. So I hope you have enjoyed this short documentary on the various types of flamingos, the regions where they are prevalent. Do subscribe to our channel if you haven't done so as yet. Leave a little comment, which is always helpful in producing better videos on the next occasion. And if you think it's worth it, press the like icon. Thank you.